Hey, welcome back to Inside the Vandals, where one of the best defensive ends in the nation plays on the Vandals D-line. Mason Bilger on Quinton Bradley.
Senior defensive end Quinton Bradley has been an impact player for the Vandals all season long. His teammates knew he would dominate this year's competition, and as a result, named him a defensive captain.
Well, he's obviously a leader on the defense. He's one of our captains, but more than just in the defense, he's a real leader of the team. He gets everybody going, he gets people fired up, he makes big plays when we need it, and he just brings a bunch of energy and relentlessness, and that kind of energy and leadership really moves the team along.
Being named to captain the defense hasn't just affected him on the field, but has had an impact off the field as well.
You know, now I've taken on more of that leadership role, and people respond to what I say and actually what I do. So it makes me look at myself in the mirror differently and how I approach people and what kind of example I set for them. So, you know, it makes me a better person all in all.
What you see is not what you get when it comes to Quinton Bradley, as he spends his downtime much differently than most star football players.
I bring my DS sometimes and I play Final Fantasy or Pokemon, you know. I'm still a kid at heart, so I don't mind. You know, they make fun of me, but I don't care. I like it.
The self-proclaimed kid at heart decided he needed a permanent reminder of his childhood, getting a tattoo of the Pokemon Charizard on his forearm. He watches anime, a type of cartoon, before games to help relax. This has become so influential to Bradley, it has even found its way on the football field.
You know, it's off Dragon Ball Z, you know. It's an anime show I've been watching since I was a kid. You know, it's the Kamehameha wave, you know, it's, you know, something like just come like that, you know. But, you know, it's my own little thing, and if you know what it is, you know what it is. So, you know, it's that.
The captain's performance on the field hasn't just been noticed by his teammates, as he was added to the Ted Hendricks watch list, an award received by the nation's top defensive end.
They just told me that in the meeting room, and I was surprised. Like, me? Like, I never expected nothing like that, you know. My goal for this year was just to, you know, be, you know, noticed in the Sun Belt, you know, because I made an honorable mention last year, and I did want to lead the Sun Belt in sacks, and I wanted to do big things in this league, but to be noticed by everyone that's a nice thing, and I didn't expect that. I'm thankful.
Bradley isn't the only Vandal reaping the benefits, as the offensive line has become much more prepared for upcoming opponents due to the fact that they go up against the conference's top defensive linemen every day in practice.
Well, he's tough. He definitely has made me a better player because he's got so many ways he can beat you. He can beat you with speed, beat you with power. He's got a bunch of different moves. He's really smart, and he thinks ahead of time what he's going to do. And so you have to think and try to beat him, and it really prepares you for the defensive ends in this league, you know, coming up in the week when you have to go against a guy like that every day.
Just like Bradley's pass rush, it took a relentless effort from the coaching staff and Bradley's mother to bring Quinton to the University of Idaho.
I was being recruited by, I guess you said, a lot of Texas schools, like Big Ten schools, like Texas State, Oklahoma, and Baylor, and stuff like that. And, you know, I was shy in high school. I didn't like to answer the phone and talk to coaches and stuff like that. And I guess as time grew short, and, you know, those calls stopped coming. And, you know, a recruiter from here just kept coming every day. And, you know, I had some offers still, like New Mexico State and Colorado State. And she just told me to take this visit, and I took it. I liked the recruiting class, and from there, it was over.
Despite his personal on-field success, there's only one goal for Bradley, and that is to reach a bowl game.
That was my whole point of coming here. Like, there was six, I think there were, what? They just had missed it the year before I came, and that's my goal ever since. You know, it seemed so far-fetched after season after season after season, but if you keep a positive attitude and, you know, you keep on working towards it, anything's possible. So I feel I'm hungry. I'm real hungry.
That hunger has made the name Quinton Bradley synonymous with stellar defensive play, and it will drive him to greatness for many years to come.
Hey, we're back here on Inside the Vandals. Tom Purvis here with you, joined by Vandals head coach Paul Petrino. Coach, Quinton Bradley there, a nice piece on him. You've already said so much, but what do you like about Quinton?
You know, everything, to be honest with you. I mean, he's a guy that has 2 degrees here already. Does a great job in the classroom, does a great job off the field. He's really became a leader. I think when I first got here, you know, he wasn't quite sure about how hard we practice and how hard we grind, and he's just bought into it a little bit more each year. And this year he's been one of our leaders. You know, he went through all fall camp with, you know, with some little injuries that I'm not sure he would have in the past, and he's just grown so much as a man, and he's going to be really successful. And there's no doubt in my mind he'll get in a camp, and because he's become so tough and knows how to work, he'll make a team. And then when the day comes that he's done playing, he'll be real successful, you know, using one of those 2 degrees that he has.
Let's talk about Appalachian State. We know they're good. How good are they?
They're good. You know, their offensive line is probably the most impressive thing when you watch them on tape. Their offensive line just plays the game the way you want to see guys play the game. They give great effort. They get after it. They're nasty. They play to the whistle. They got a really good running back. Their quarterback's the coach's kid, knows how to take care of the ball, knows how to execute. Defensively, they got 2 of the better players in the conference. And besides that, they have a corner that gets a lot of interceptions. And they play the game the way it's supposed to be played. They're very well coached. They play hard. They like to hit you, and they're a good football team.
They're coming off a loss against Arkansas State. When you watch that game, can you take a page out of Arkansas State's book? What did they do that made them be successful against them?
You know, you try to take a page out of everybody's book. You know, anyone that has a little bit of success against them, and Arkansas State ran the ball well against them. Arkansas State's defense is very good. They got a turnover for a touchdown. So they did some things definitely that we'll look at and try to use. Troy went into overtime with them. They did some things that you see on tape. But, you know, Appalachian State's a real good football team. So we just, you know, we embrace the challenge and we look forward to it. And our seniors have 2 more games in the Dome, and so we want to try to do everything in our power to make sure they leave those 2 games as winners.
How big is it to have a team like this in the Dome? Obviously, you have a chance to make it 2 in a row here at the Dome, which I know that's important to you. And then what's it going to take for you guys to beat this team?
Oh, it's going to take our best game we've played, no doubt. It's going to take everybody to step up and play their very best. This is a great team coming in here. But we have them at home. They got to travel a long ways. Our guys are going to be fired up. I think our guys have really learned how to prepare. You know, I think one thing that gets lost sometimes is we've blown a couple leads, but our guys have done a great job of preparation and being ready to play to get those leads too. And we've came a long way in doing that. And so we just need to continue to do that, and then just find a way to grind through it in the second half and come away with the win.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Final question. Even though these last 2 games have been unfortunate losses, just the fact that you guys have been so dominant early in the game, how much confidence does that give you?
It should give them confidence, you know. And I think our offense right now feels very confident they can move the ball. And we'll find out this week. Appalachian State's #1 in about every single category defensively in the conference. So our guys right now feel like they can move the ball on anybody. So we got to do the little things right and do things better in the special teams. I think defense played better last week. They need to step up. They're going to really be challenged this week, and everyone's just got to do what their coach is doing, do it as long and hard as they can, and find a way to win.
He's Vandals head coach Paul Petrino. Coach, good luck this coming Saturday. As always, a pleasure, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, up next, we check in with Vandals soccer after a heartbreaking, nail-biting loss in the Big Sky Conference Championship. That's up next on Inside the Vandals.